Welcome everyone in to the virtual Talladega Superspeeday live here on the PGR eSports network. It's a Saturday night, and that means McCullough Motorsports Money Racing. And we are in the Craftsman Trucks here tonight, and we are going 55 laps with 50% fuel. One fast repair and fixed setups here, and this sure is to be a really good race here tonight. 30 driver cap, and that's what I like to see. We're going to have some clean green flag racing here tonight, and that is all you can ask for. Had a waiting list to get into this one here, and we are hoping that there's going to be some more of these Saturday night specials here by the boys over at MMS. Already 15 concurrent viewers. I want to thank you all for already joining us here tonight as we get set to go trackside for tonight's grid. Baker's mom already here in the chat. Like, share, and follow to help the community grow. And yes, we would very much appreciate hitting that subscription button here on PGR eSports Network on our YouTube channel. Head over to the website as well. Wow, I was going to say my business website. Sorry about that. PGResports.com. Kind of just rolls off my tongue. Roughneck Racing Network, James Wagner and the boys, Wagner's Welding. Man, we very much appreciate those guys as well. They do a ton for this community. So, yeah, we are going to be going trackside here in just a second. And out on the track, still a couple cars. That's going to be James Wagner right there, getting some qualifying laps in here right now. Provisional pole sitter, Nick Seipel, last night's big winner over in the Mach 10 Motorsports race. So, Nick Seipel, man, he was fast here tonight. And that boy is on it right now. We'll see if he can get to victory lane. Here is John Ward for Dega Pros in the number 92. And we'll bring up the ticker here tonight as you will see Nick Seipel right now in that provisional pole. Nathan Harper on the outside. And we'll see if that holds. Here comes John Ward. We'll see where he goes up on the charts here tonight. So these boys almost through qualifying, and we will get to that grid here very shortly. But PGR eSports back here in the McCullough Motorsports Money Racing. We do carry their Sunday night event with Landon Velicki as your lead broadcaster. But Kenny going to try to bring back some Saturday night racing, and already his first race here on Saturday night back. It's going to be a sellout with that 30 driver cap. And there will be some drivers that you'll see on the leaderboard later. Probably will not take the grid. They were guys that were possibly going to, be backups here just in case a couple drivers did not make it. Here you see Matt Lee on track. So we're expecting a really good show here tonight with a more limited driver count. And we would love to see some really good racing. We saw some great racing last night, actually, in the Mach 10 Motorsports race we carried here on the network. And that was won by Nick Seipel. Stephen Miles right behind him in second. And Kenny Reel in third. We saw Kyler Wynn, who you see right here. Man, he was up there and got turned near the end. So, yeah, these guys... When you catch a run in these super speedway money races, I'll tell you what, that run carries on until it goes dry again. But Kyler Wynn, he had almost a big win on Thursday night, which would have got him to 3 straight PGR wins and ever so close. But Kenny Reel, man, what a move he made coming to the checkered flag. And Kenny Reel, his first big PGR win. But getting set to go down to the grid. Devin Ray in the chat already tonight as well. So is Jess. So hello to both of you. And as always, help from the community if we can here in the chat. Make sure everything is up and working tonight. Had some difficulties yesterday. But hopefully those are going to be all ironed out here tonight. As these drivers get set to head on to our grid. And we'll take you through those qualifying results here tonight. Cody Neagles here in the race tonight. And we will go trackside now, as we are gridding here at Talladega. And Nick Seipel of PGR eSports, he will be your pole sitter here tonight. Nathan Harper will be on the outside front row. In row number 2, it'll be Kyler Wynn and Cody Neagles for Nightmare Esports. Row number 3, Brian Hennings, teammate of Nick Seipel and Sean Corbett. Asher Little will start in 7th here tonight. Trevin Ashronoff of the Jack Shack will start in 8th. Kenny McCullough Jr., he is the boss man over here at MMS. He will start 9th, and Matt Lee will start in the 10th spot here tonight. John Ward, a good qualifying lap for him. Of Dega Pros, he will start in 11th. Chris Melton of Roughneck Racing will start in 12th. Brock Westermelin for Team PGR will start in 13th, and Jared Haynes from the Jack Shack in 14th here tonight. James Wagner, teammate of Chris Melton for Roughneck Racing, he will start in 15th. Nash Brambilla, a PGR driver as well. They look to bring a strong group here tonight to try to upset the party. He will start in 16th. Starting 17th tonight, Freddie Bazinez. And we just heard he moved teams from Nightmare Esports. And we'll see how that unfolds here tonight. Axel Smith will start in the 18th position. William Rice in 19th. And Christopher McCullough will round out the top 20 here tonight. Steve Sizemore will start in 21st. Joshua McCullough in 22nd. Quentin Steinbach, 23rd here tonight. Garrett Caswell will start in the 24th position. Steven Scott Jr. will start 25th. Sean Wiggins, 26th. Sterling Thies, you saw him last night in the Mach 10 Motorsports race. And, man, he was up there for most of the night in the top 10. He will start in 27th. Mark Vondell will start in 28th. And Evan Wagner, son of James Wagner, I believe, only 12 years old, he will start in 29th here tonight. So we'll see how the young buck will do here against some of the best in the business. Alex Hill looks like no time qualifying. I believe he should be in the race. We'll double check that. It was a 30 driver cap. William Scott Jr., not sure. No time for him as well. But it should be a 30 driver cap here tonight. We'll see if we do have a 30th driver. It could come from either Alex Hill or William Scott. We'll know once we get going here. Once again, your pole sitter here tonight, Nick Seipel. And outside front row, Nathan Harper. I think they're holding the grid just a little bit here as these drivers still loading into tonight's grid. So we will see. I think they're still trying to figure out that last driver in, but I think it's going to be this man right here, and that is William H. Scott Jr. Looks like he'll be getting that 30th and final starting position tonight. So Alex Hill will not be in this race. So a 30 driver cap led by Nick Seipel. And still waiting for Nathan Harper, Kyler Wynn, and a slew of others to join our grid here, as we will then get going here on the PGR eSports Network. The 12-year-old here tonight, that will be Evan Wagner, Baker's mom, son of James Wagner. It looks like the 31 machine. We'll see if we get it zoomed in. Yep, there he is. Roughneck Racing there on the visor. And Wagner's welding there on the front hood. A great-looking paint scheme. We'll see if the 12-year-old can get the job done and hold the line here tonight with the big boys. And he's going to hang out here in the back, it looks like, to start the night. And not such a bad idea. Get your feet wet here in the Superspeeday Money Racing community. But good to see the Wagner boy here. Already getting some great publicity here in the chat. Nick Seipel here, as we are still waiting to get off the grid. So bear with us here. Carl Haynes reporting some issues. Everything's working on my end, so it's just been kind of how it's been lately. Not quite sure why. I've checked all my settings here and had some issues lately, but was hoping to have corrected them for tonight. It looks like the grid is still being held. It looks like we're about to roll. You see the 6 of Cody Neagles, the 75 of Nick Seipel. They're starting to roll right here. So, yep, there goes the pace car. We are pacing here, and we will go green as we get around this 2.66 mile super speedway in Talladega. Yeah, full house as always here. Kenny McCullough here on the grid tonight, starting in that, I believe that would be the 9th position, from Savannah, Georgia, and he is the owner of the series at McCullough Motorsports Money Racing. And still going on Sunday nights, as we reported, broadcasted here on the PGR eSports Network by Landon Velicky, the Big Dog Little Dog series, as that series has been in full swing, and you can catch that race every Sunday night. Checking over there at their schedule. On 4/13, it'll be going to Daytona in the Xfinity. But even before that, I believe tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow on 4/6. That'll be Talladega in the next gen. So tomorrow night, right back here on the PGR eSports Network, as the McCullough Motorsports Big Dog Little Dog series heads right back here to Talladega in the next gen, and then next week at Daytona and Xfinity. So only about, I believe, 5 races left, 4 till the championship in that series. So definitely catch that, because action's going to be heating up, and it's going to be heating up here as we get set to go green. Pace car is going to dive off onto pit lane as we get set to go 55 laps here at Talladega, as Nick Seipel is going to lead him down to green here. Geico restart zone, and the green flag in the air here on a Saturday night. Nick Seipel's going to lead lap number 1 here tonight at Talladega Superspeeday. We are, if you're just joining us, this is the McCullough Motorsports Money Racing Saturday night at Talladega. And right there on the top lane, that's going to be Nathan Harper, always really good in these Craftsman trucks. And when you're getting shoved by one of the best in the business of Cody Neagles, you're going to go right to the front. As you do see right there in your screen, you see Kyler Wynn get out of line, get pushed out of line. And that's going to bring him back. Trevor Ashford of the Jack Shack's going to clear low with Cody Neagles. Those guys already on it here tonight. And to the front, that Nightmare Esports, beautiful looking number 6, carrying that Wagner's Welding right on the front hood. That is Cody Neagles. And right to his outside, coming in a hurries the 44 of Matt Lee. Carrying Blanchard's Towing on the front tonight. Blanchard's Towing, great sponsor of some of the money racers and some of the big events here in the community. Want to thank you to Chris Blanchard for all that he does. Let's come down here onto the backstretch, the Alabama Gang Superstretch, as they call it here in Talladega. And Chris Melton, hey, do I want to jinx him early? I'll tell you what, this guy has done a great job of late. Now, you see him there in the 52 for Roughneck Racing. And he is just looking to close. He has been where he needs to be. He has put himself in positions to get wins, to get money payouts, or payout positions. And for some reason has had a string of bad luck that he has not yet been able to shake. But he will try to do so here tonight in this race. As we are 3 wide already. And the viewers already going to have something fun to watch here tonight. If John Ward now is going to take them 3 wide. As he's going to bring along Freddie Bazinez, as well as Christopher McCullough here in that top lane. And I'll tell you what, when you get these little bit smaller fields, that's when you get some really good side-by-side racing. And right now we have that 3 wide. I wouldn't even doubt tonight if we can get some of that 4 wide racing we see at Super Speedway Kings, because this is a really good field here on a Saturday night. Nathan Harper going to lead that lap right there. It's going to just edge ahead of Trevin Ashford. Right now, 3 wide as the third lane starts to dissipate just a little bit, but Chris Melton now is going to jump up there right in front of John Ward. He wants to get to the front, see if he can go clear on down and lead some laps here tonight. Going 55 laps, if you didn't see the race info earlier tonight on your screen. Some new rules as well here in the series. We'll get to those here in a little bit. But tonight's race, 50% fuel. So these drivers will have to make some stops tonight. We'll see if some of them will be green flag stops. 1 fast repair here tonight, so you do get 1 do-over. As Ashronoff to the bottom here. 3 wide with Nagels and Melton. Your pole sitter, Nick Seipel, still up here, battling in the bottom here, bottom lane, as he's going to now lead that bottom lane. And he's going to have fresh temps now as he cools off the front hood of his car. Still trying to make that third lane work is Chris Melton. Right now, that bottom and middle preferred lane, generating enough energy to stay far ahead of that top lane right now. Also in the field tonight, Brock Westmoreland of Team PGR right there in the 4 train truck from Greenville, Tennessee. A little bit farther back, Garrett Caswell. You saw him race last night in the Mach 10 Motorsports race as well from Shelbyville, Tennessee, number 19. And we'll see if Garrett Caswell can make some noise here tonight. William Rice, another driver a little bit farther back here in the 51. Being scored in the 20th position right now. Riding around, logging some laps here early. William H. Scott Jr., he was starting last tonight. He's still hanging out here in the back in his Chevrolet and trying to just stay out of trouble, trying to save that fast repair in case something does happen more up here in the front, as Nathan Harper now, your leader, battling Nick Seipel there on the bottom. Only 3 trucks now here in that outside lane, led by Brock Westmoreland. Nash Brambilla to the back of his bumper, so that's 2 teammates right there. And then you got, I believe, Freddie Bazinez. So those 3 trucks trying to make some moves here on the top lane. Brian Hennings now here in the top 5 in the 74 VRX PGR Wagner's welding machine. And that's the story we talked about before the race. Let's go back here and look for Evan Wagner. Off pace just a little bit right now, so lost the draft. He's being scored dead last in 30th, but Evan Wagner, he is out there as a 12-year-old, getting some TV time here tonight in this Roughneck Racing Chevrolet. And we'll see if he can get back into this race as it progresses. And he's in a safe spot right now, so obviously lost the draft, but you know he's going to keep that truck clean, and we'll see if Evan Wagner can make some noise as the race progresses here. But I'll tell you what, this draft right now, it is quite a big pack here in the front of the field. And you are looking out from the windshield of Asher Little in the 01. Right here, riding behind McCullough. Right here in the middle of the racetrack, William Rice, and gives you a good idea of what it's like to be 3 wide here in the Craftsman Trucks. Exit turn at number 2. And man, you get some speed going down the backstretch here at Talladega. You can see these trucks a little bit wobbly here, with all that air circulating over the trucks. And so far, so good here. With all these drivers doing a good job here early with the 3 wide racing. Harper's going to clear to the middle. Want that 50% fuel, I'll tell you what, we're going to get closer and closer to some green flag stops here in this race. We're close to just before lap 20, from my calculations, we will see. Carl Haynes, good racing, everyone. I agree, I concur. And hey, we're just hoping here tonight for some great racing. Not only great racing, but some green flag racing. I think this group, I really have a good feeling this group's going to get that done here tonight. You know, if we get to those green flag stops, especially on the first run here, that will spread out the field naturally all the time. And, you know, that could promote even more green flag racing, especially through the middle stage of the race. As Nick Seipel now, he has his teammate Brian Hennings in his rearview mirror. Those two linked up here at the front. 45, Sean Corbett out there. He's right now 3rd on the bottom. And the 45. Right behind him, Jared Haynes of the Jack Shack, always carrying that purple, red, green, yellow, super colorful, awesome looking paint scheme there, Jared Haynes. As we stay 3 wide, those PGR teammates of Westmoreland and Brambilla still trying to make that top lane work, but right now you want to be in the bottom or the middle, especially as we get closer and closer to the green flag stop. So Trevin Ashronoff into the wall. We are going to stay green. Wow, he just shot right to that outside wall. And scary moment there for the field. So let's go back here and figure out what happened to Trevin Ashronoff. And he was leading the middle lane here. So right here, side by side. Yeah, ooh, net code right there. He came down a little bit, and that's going to create a little bit of net code. That's going to leave him smacking that wall real hard there on the right side. Man, Brock Westermill, Ash Brambilla, watch this. Man, you can see the smoke coming out, or the flames coming out of his pipe. Sterling Thies throws it in there, gets into the back of Brambilla. Otherwise, great job. Great saves by all 3 of these guys right here. Back here live, lap 14 of 55. But netcode, the cause there for Trevin Ashronoff to lose it. And something you can't control is that technology. We get close to the green flag stops right now. You see a lot of these drivers now getting to the bottom of the racetrack. You can pit from the 2nd lane, I believe, here, but it's something you prefer to do on the bottom if possible. Matt Lee right there above in that middle lane. Him and Freddie Bazinez linked up. They are coming to the front in a hurry just by themselves. Kyler Wynn now, too. Here he comes, getting a surge of energy there off the toe of the 71. They're trying to close that delta here just as much as they can, so they're not pitting in the back. So sometimes you get caught in that 2nd lane. You got to stay there and pit from there. So that might be the move right now, is to just close that delta for those 3 drivers and pit when everyone else does. So we'll see lap 15 here of 55. Looks like they're going to put Yep, they're going to put Trevin Astronaut down a lap. So he'll be fighting for the lucky dog. As pit stops are coming here. Here comes your leaders, Nathan Harper, Nick Seipel, Matt Lee, fanning out 3, even almost 4 wide here on pit entry. But so far, really good job by all these drivers. Looks like they all got down the pit road speed here of 55 miles an hour. Here comes Nathan Harper into his stall. Oh, he's going to slide his box. He was the second stall. Man, we had a great shot of that. We'll stay right here. Watch Nathan Harper now. He's going to lose some spots there. Left side tires and fuel. And watch all the guys go right around him. He'll be lucky to stay in this draft. And he's still hung up here on pit lane. Yeah, he might have had a penalty. So Nathan Harper, penalty for him. And here comes the rest of them, led by Kyler Wynn. They stayed out 1 extra lap. But an awesome shot there by chance, just as we were on Nathan Harper. And, yeah, penalty to Harper. That's going to set him back. But here comes the next group, the next wave. Chris McCullough, Kenny McCullough, Josh McCullough, Freddie Bazinez, and Kyler Wynn, as you see here. So he's going to get in his pit stall. You see Harper still sitting on pit lane. He must have one heck of a hold there. There he goes. And he'll most likely go down a lap here. Here comes Wynn and most of the McCulloughs here. And they're going to get in line. We'll see how they blend in with Cody Nagels, Matt Lee, Nick Seipel, who are the leaders of that group who pit first. Here they come. Right here in between turn 1 and 2. As they come to the backstretch, we'll see. Right now, there comes Kyler Wynn and the McCulloughs. It looks like Cody Nagels and that group. Going to have them beat here, but not by much. A great pit stop there for Kyler Wynn, Chris, Kenny, and Josh, but Cody Nagels now to the lead here at Talladega. So about 15, 16 lap runs here on the fuel. About a 3-stop race if we go green. Too wide now, Nick Seipel. He wants to lead laps tonight. He's going to go out to that middle lane, push Cody Nagels. Here comes Asher Little, Kyler Wynn. Corbett, he's going to stay cycled up here in the front. And we'll see if we broke anyone in this pack. There goes Nathan Harper. He's going to go down his lap with his hold. So, yeah, it's going to be a 14-truck first pack. Going to go all the way back to 15th place. That's Quentin Steinbach, Chris Melton, Axel Smith, Jared Haynes, Steven Scott, and Mark Von Dell. They are definitely going to be off pace here. Freddie Bazinez, not sure what happened to him. Possible penalty back here in 21st. So already only half the field, not even. Just 14 of them out of the 30 that started in the lead pack. Ooh, caution is flown. Caution out for the first time here tonight. And that changed everything. Not sure where that came from. We'll have to go back and see if we can figure out where the caution on the racetrack came from. Nonetheless, under caution for the first time here tonight. And we could scrap that green flag stop because they're going to bunch them up all together right now. Somebody's going to be the lucky dog there. That'll pull a lot of these drivers back into this race. Matt Lee, Cody Nagels right now, first and second. We'll go back and see if we can figure out where that yellow flag came from. I'm not really sure. It didn't record anybody spinning on the scoring. Looks like a little damage there for the Sterling Thies. Let's go back here on Sterling Thies. Yes, there it is. Let's watch this in real time. 16, the leader of this pack. He's going to get turned, hit the wall. He's on the brakes. Yeah, not sure. I don't know if iRacing cautions are on or they're manual, but yeah, one car spin with no one coming really. That probably should not have been a yellow. But it is a yellow. Sterling Thief's going to bring out the first caution here of the night. As Matt Lee, Cody Neagles, and all the leaders going to come down pit lane here. And there goes Cody Neagles here in his box. Matt Lee as well. And we'll see if the leader of the league can beat them off pit lane here, as they're going to take a splash of fuel, top off these trucks here. Matt Lee, a great stop here. Nick Seipel actually getting off second, as Cody Neagles loses a few stops on that pit stop. But under caution here for the first time tonight. We'll take a quick break here at Talladega, and we'll return with some more action here on a Saturday night. Back here live on the PGR eSports Network. It's a Saturday night here in the McCullum Motorsports Money Racing live at Talladega Superspeeday. If you're just joining us, we had our first caution of the night brought out by Sterling Thief. One truck spin here tonight. We had a green flag stop cycle. And your leader right now, I believe, is Matthew Lee, Nick Seipel on his outside. Appreciate everyone joining us here tonight. 31 of you concurrently viewing at the moment. Already 66 views here on a Saturday night. Some new rules here posted today by Kenny McCullough. And we'll go through some of those rules here when we get back started green flag racing here in just a moment. Just so that everybody has an understanding of the expectations here in tonight's race. And just in case you have some last lap issues too, there's some rules in place for that. So doing a good job of just being clear and, you know, mentioning the rules that matter the most to the series, so all the drivers know exactly how to race in certain situations. But we are set to go back green here. Matthew Lee is going to choose the top side because he's got his teammate right behind in Cody Eagles. Nick Seipel here on the bottom. He's going to be lined up with his teammate as well. So PGR versus Nightmare here on the front row. And we'll see who gets it done as we get to that Geico restart zone. This will be the second restart of the night. Flagman ready to wave that green flag. It's back out here at Talladega. Matt Lee is going to get a good jump here. But the 75 of Seipel is going to come up and side draft Neagles. And he's going to be happy to have his teammate right behind him here. And Brian Hennings as the 44, Matt Lee, is going to come down here to the bottom of the racetrack. And here comes the run here from the 24, Christopher McCullough, Kyler Wynn. Down the backstretch they go. They're going to go 3. They're going to split out Cody Neagles. So is Brock Westmoreland. Matt Lee said, hey, I don't know about that. I'm going to go up and help Cody here. 3 wide. Chris is clear. So is Kyler. And I don't know about Brock. Brock might be the odd man out. He is. And he helps him get up there, and he is going to be in no man's land now with no way to get back in here. A great job there by McCullough and Wynn to get the top 2 spots at the moment. Brock Westmoreland, no room right now to get back down into the middle lane. He is going to go right to the back of this pack if he's not able to find a slot. Getting close to the halfway point of tonight's race. If you're just joining us, 1 caution on the night. 1 car spin. Ooh, we might get our second note. Chris McCullough out of line. He's going to get back in. Yes, Chris McCullough's going to get back into it, man. That was another close call right there. We'll stay with you. Not a big enough one to go back and look at. As Matthew Lee, Cody Neagles now back up here. And doing a great job in tandem right now. The 6 and the 44. Corbett, he's been just camping out there on the bottom, but it's helping him a lot. Staying up here in the front of this pack. On the lead lap, all the way back to the 28th position, which is William Scott. Sterling Thies right now looks like he's a lap down, as is Evan Wagner. So 2 cars a lap down. And we'll see if Sterling Thies right there. He had that damage. And Evan Wagner, I believe, is off the racetrack. So right now, 29 left. William H. Scott Jr., 28th right now. He is the tail end of this big pack. You see, led by Cody Neagles. And Matt Lee right now here in the middle goes back just a little bit. Corbett staying strong. He is clear. Let's see if he takes it. He does not. He's going to stay here glued to the bottom. That looks like that's his plan right now. It's working, so no need to change that plan up. Steve Sizemore now. He has cracked the top 10 in his Ford. And looking good right now is Steve Sizemore in the number 8 for Roughneck Racing. Back to 3 wide. All the 3 McCullough Motorsports drivers there on the top. Led by Chris and Josh. Kenny behind them. They're going to try to make that top lane work. And you are looking at our drone camera down the front stretch here at Talladega. Remember, that start-finish line closer to turn 1, not in the middle of the racetrack like you see normally. Corbett doing a great job on the back bumper of Neagles. Neagles is clear. He's going to go to the middle. And now Kyler Wynn, here he comes. Oh, Matt Lee's loose. He's loose. He's going to save it. Man, John Ward probably did not love to see what he did out of his front windshield. But Matt Lee, the good driver that he is, makes the save. And we stay green. Halfway mark. As now we'll begin counting them down very soon to the end of this one. 3 wide all the way through this main pack. Action picking up. Remember, these guys went about 15, 16 laps on that green flag run we had and green flag pit stops earlier. Just keep that number in mind. So I believe it's still a 2-stop race if we are able to go green the rest of the way. I believe these drivers would still have to make 2 green flag pit stops. Right now, everyone's frantically trying to get to the front and knowing they have a faster pair if they need one. Not as scary if you don't have one, but Cody Niegels to the point here from Rolla, Missouri. If you're in the chat tonight, we're very close here. We need about 1 or 2 more super chats or super stickers to get us to the threshold of getting a payout over there. So if you are, or you can, give us or send chat a super sticker, super chat. There's a little dollar bill sign there. Support PGR eSports. We'd love that. We appreciate you guys coming out here every night, watching these drivers do what they do. But tell you what, right now, Cody Niegels, Matt Lee, full control of this field. And we have a rack, second caution of the night. Nash Brambilla involved. I have crashes on, but for some odd reason, it's not wanting to bring those up. So we're going to go back and look at this one. Good on that chopper cam here. We'll slow things down. Yeah, almost 4 wide there. 4 wide, a little bit farther back. Brambilla. Wagner puts him 4 wide. Ooh, there's where it happens. Ashronoth gets in the Seipel. And, yeah, they check up right there. Melton, Wagner, Nash Brambilla's probably going to get the worst of it. Gets up into Ashronoth. There goes the 51. The 77 of Scott. Rice as well. Heavy damage to Brambilla. We'll run that back. And you'll see Ashronoth here. Makes it 4 wide. This is going to be a really good view here. They had the room. Seipel's going to come up. He's going to kind of stall there. I'm not sure that should be on the 89. Seipel comes up, but you know he didn't like he was fully committed to making that move to go 4 wide. Kind of stalls there halfway up, and when Ashronoth got to him, he was just offset. So racing incident, if anything, Seipel maybe the reason for caution there. Second caution of the night. As all the drivers now on pit lane, getting Sunoco Racing fuel. It'll be 1 stop from here on out if we go green. That's why you see all these drivers loading up, topping off, taking tires if they would like. But no fault to Ashronoth there. As Nick Seipel, just with a little hesitation coming up, I believe if he committed to that, those two could have made 4 wide work. They had the lane opened up there. And we'll check in right now with Nash Brambilla. You see him on pit lane. You do get a faster pair. Not sure if he's going to use it just yet. But, yeah, he looks like he's taking damage. I don't think he should. I think he's going to want to use that faster pair if he can. Because you see all that damage there. I'm not quite sure that's going to be fixable here. But maybe he thinks he can stay fast enough to stay in the main pack and you know, use it later on. But, you know, only he knows how much damage he has right now. And we'll see if Nash Brambilla can pilot this 23 machine back to the front. Right now, Cody Niegels, your leader. And he is smooth sailing here tonight. Thank you to Kenny Reel. Sending over that super chat, super sticker. I think one more might push us over the top here tonight. And we'd very much appreciate it, but we understand if you can't. All we want is your views here and to be watching the race. So if you can, send us a super chat, super sticker. If not, hang around because this is sure going to be a heck of a 25 laps here at Talladega. As we'll take a quick break here tonight on the PGR eSports Network, and we'll be right back when we go green here in a lap. Back here live at Talladega Superspeeday, 24 laps to go. We'll have 23 when we get to the line here. Cody Neagles, your current leader. Matt Lee, Kyler Wynn, John Ward, Sean Corbett, your top 5. Tanya Cook, Danelda Adams, Big Roost in the chat. Brandon Batens, Kenny Reel, Katrina Sizemore. Appreciate you all joining us here tonight for some action-packed racing here in the McCullough Motorsports Saturday night. Remember, leader has lane choice. Leader can elect bottom or top here throughout the race after the initial restart. There's no 3 wide rule, so you are able to go 3 wide right away here. You just cannot change lanes. You cannot change lanes before the start-finish line. So these drivers, we got to keep an eye, make sure they're all staying in their lane until they cross that start-finish line here tonight. As the pace car is going to dive off again, we have had 2 cautions, 2 yellows here tonight. We'll wind them up again. It looks like a one-stop race if we go green the rest of the way. It's Cody Neagles, Matt Lee into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back into the air. Yeah, you see some checkups there. That might cause an issue for Sizemore. He's going to save it. A lot of checkups there on that restart. The admin will throw a caution if there are 3 or more cars, so more cars, more trucks in this instance, spinning off the racing surface. Now that was my question on the Sterling Thies caution, which brought out our first one of the night. Looked like it was a 1-car spin with no danger behind, but nonetheless, that was a caution. Last one, definitely a caution here tonight. So here's a big rule over here. If a driver gets knocked out of a money spot with 2 laps to go and a caution does not come out, the driver that made contact could lose up to 50% of their payout. If a driver causes a caution in a money spot on the last lap, that driver could receive an EOL. If that situation occurs, a driver from 4 different teams will make that decision directly after the race. The review will have time to be a majority vote and not a split decision for penalty to be given. So no teammates from the guilty parties will be chosen for those reviews. And no staff member from MMS will have any say in those rulings. So that's a cool rule here. I do like that rule. You know, you're not just putting it on the last lap. You also have a rule in place for the second to last lap, which is 50%. But you can lose all your winnings on the last lap and get an EOL. So, you know, that will make you think twice here on the last lap of these, last couple laps of these races. 3 wide now. Hennings to the top with his teammates Seipel and Westmoreland. Cody's now in the middle with Lee, and that opens up the door for Wynn as Cody and Wynn, man, they've had a history. He is going to cut the nose off of Wynn in the 82. As, man, those guys right now 3 wide here up front battling hard. And you know Wynn's going to push the button here on the back end of that 6. .21 laps to go here on the PGR eSports Network here in the Trioval at Talladega. 21. It's going to be 20 laps to go when we get to the line. 2 cautions, 2 yellows here tonight. 1 round of green flag stops. If we go green, like I said, these drivers here tonight, it'll be the money stop because they can make it on 1 more stop tonight, about 15, 16 laps in their fuel cells. Thank you to Brandon Batens cheering on John Ward tonight, supporting PGR eSports with the Super Chat. Man, we very much appreciate all of those. Lisa W. joining the chat as well. John Ward now getting back to business up here in the front of the race, or front of this pack. Brian Hennings still leading that top lane. We've yet to see it really work that well tonight, but you can if you could really no lift push for a little bit. But it's only going to clear 1 or 2 of those drivers. So anybody third on back in that lane, I mean, you just kind of get left out to dry, as this pack is generating a lot of energy right now. We are on board with Axel Smith behind Steve Sizemore. Brock Westmoreland here on the top of the racetrack. These guys still working to make that top lane work. Trevor Nashroff trying to get back here to the front. Has had some issues here tonight, but the man from the south side of Augusta still trying to battle his way back to the front of this pack. Chris Melton now. There he comes here on the top. Getting back to the front from Longwood, Florida. Brian Hennings, Seipel, Westmoreland, all linked up for Team PGR. It's Nash Brambilla now in 28th, way off pace after all that damage. Maybe he didn't have a fast repair left, not quite sure, but I'm sure he should have used one if he did. Melton gonna lead that one. And here comes that high lane now. And you see Henning's going to poke out there. He's going to cool off the front end of his truck so they can get a run on that backstretch. And that's why you see that third lane kind of die out a little bit. I'll tell you right now, though, Matt Lee, Cody Neagles, they are doing a great job of controlling this race. But if there's a man that can throw a wrench into their plans, it's that 82 now on the bottom of Kyler Wynn. As that third lane is for sure going to dissipate here. Now it's going to be led by Steve Sizemore. It just gets enough to get up there, but you're going to need numbers. Here comes Jared Haynes. Jared Haynes said, hey, I'm going to make it work. And he's going to need a great push here from Sizemore Melton to do so. Freddie Bazin is now getting involved here. Nash Brambilla is going down a lap. It's 4 wide. So he'll cycle back into line here. He's going to have to get back into this pack. And he's going to need a caution to get that lucky dog. John Ward now a big push from Bazinez. Garrett Caswell in tow as well. And man, what a race to the line there. John Ward, your new leader. Sizemore and Haynes still committed to that top lane. As Lee clears now to the top, and that's going to give Nagels temp. And now pushed again by Kyler Wynn here. So some heavy hitters here up front. And another car they're going to be passing is, I believe, Evan Carlbon. Or no, sorry about that. Sterling Thies. And they easily do that here in 15 laps to go now. Going to be 14 here. Pretty much 2x2 now. And this pack size. There's Trevin Astronaut, Nathan Harper off pace just a little bit. But they are coming here, and they're going to have some help here with Axel Smith, Asher Little. They're still now locked down to the back. They're going to be locked down to the back of Wiggins, Sean Wiggins, that is. In his Toyota. Yep, they're going to get right back into this thing. So Asher Little, they're all back in this one. William Rice a little bit farther back. He's going to have to dig hard to stay in this main pack. So about 20 in the main pack right now with William Rice trying to remain in it. Not sure that he's going to be able to here. Back up front, Matt Lee. John Ward. And a great battle here up front. And it's been calm up front here tonight. We saw Chris McCullough get loose a little bit and go backwards. Kyler Wynn early in the race as well. But for the most part, the front 5, 10 of these drivers here tonight have done a great job. And 13 laps to go now. You are in the window. But you're going to see these drivers stay on for another lap or two possibly in case the green, they're going to want as much fuel as they possibly can for any green-white checkers. So while they're in the window, it'd be a gamble to maybe to come down now. So I believe they're all going to stay out here as they do. So look for green flag stops, though, to come any time as soon as they could put enough fuel in their trucks to get through those green-white checkers if we need them. But it'll be the last stop. It'll be the money stop and top 20 here tonight. Better get ready because it's going to be a big pit stop here. John Ward's going to file to the bottom. He's getting ready for pit stops. Nick Seipel, I wonder what he's thinking right now. Am I going to have to pit from that second lane or am I going to try to find a hole here on the bottom? And here they come, led by Matt Lee, Cody Neagles. Oh, we got one spinning. That's Steve Sizemore. The 50's out of the lane. Oh, that's going to bring out a caution. It does. Yep, 4 more cars. That's the rule here. Coming to pit lane, and I'll tell you what. These guys that just pit, that actually helps them. Because if you're on pit road before the caution comes out, unless the exit closes, these guys should cycle to the front. If I'm not mistaken, we'll see. But the third caution out for the night, that's going to be all on pit lane. Matt Lee's going to lead them off here. And we'll go back here and take a look here. I read the rule earlier. It's 4 or more cars coming here on pit lane. Here they all come. It's going to start back with Sizemore in the 50. So here comes the 8 of Sizemore. I believe that's Williams behind him. Yep, he's going to just right hook the 8. Right in front of Kenny right into Kenny McCullough, man. And, I mean, Sizemore can't do anything here. He's on the brakes. He gets a nudge to Corbett. I mean, it's none of those guys' faults. That's going to start with the 50 of Sean, I believe Sean Wiggins. Yeah, that's Sean Wiggins there. But disastrous entry there. And, wow, that definitely changes some stuff here tonight. As we are going to now have 10 laps to go here at Talladega. I believe all those guys, though, that pit, they're going to cycle to the front. So they were on pit lane there when the caution came out. So Matt Lee, Kyler Wynn, John Ward, Cody Neagles, and company should all be fine. And all those guys that stayed out, well, they're going to have to pit, and they will cycle right behind them here. So now within 10 laps to go here tonight. 3 yellows on the night. Sterling Thies looking to get the lucky dog and or wave around here. I believe that's why he's up in the front there. He goes possibly. He's going to stay put. So Matt Lee, your current leader. And we will step aside probably for the last time here tonight on the PGR eSports Network. We'll be back here at Talladega for the last 10 laps of this race. Don't go anywhere. It's sure to be a good one. Back here live at Talladega with 10 laps to go. It's going to be 8 laps to go when we go back green. Here is Nathan Harper battling back from a penalty earlier in this race. And we will see if we can get a live interview with Nathan Harper here as the pace car lights are now off on the racetrack. And we will go back green next time by. We'll see if we have a word with the 7 here. Nathan Harper, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, bud, we'll walk us through. I saw that first green flag stop. You were held in your stall. Looked like a penalty possibly for speeding coming onto pit lane. You also slid your box just a little bit there, but luckily for you, a caution came out and, you know, kind of reset you here tonight. But walk us through what happened there and that what your, you know, expectations are here for the last 8 laps of this race.
Yeah, definitely sped there. I thought I had it down to where I wouldn't get black flagged, but apparently I didn't. I just overshot it, and I haven't really been able to recover. But shoot, what do we got? 10 to go here, 9 to go. So I'm going balls to the wall. We got a fast repair, so I'm gonna try and make it 3 wide as soon as I can. But yeah, just pit stops, man. It's just they're killing me, and the wheel spin's terrible. But well, we'll see if we can rebound.
You're one of the best here in the business in this truck. In this Craftsman Trucks, so I'm sure you're going to give it a go here tonight. Got Trevin Ashmanoff in front of you as well. And walk us through, though, before we let you go, that third lane just seems like it wants to create some energy. It gets a guy or two to the front, but it just kind of dies out. Is the third lane just not working tonight? It's going to be, you know, is the winner going to come from the bottom or middle? How do you see that playing out?
I don't know. We just have to wait and see. Temps are going to be fresh, so that's why I said we just got to go immediately and just hope we get a run on them.
All right, well, Nathan Harper, we'll get you back where you need to go. Good luck here the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
That was Nathan Harper here. He's going to try to get back into this one right now as the pace car is going to dip off onto pit lane again. Big Roost, yeah, my wife said the same thing last night. It's all good. But here comes Matt Lee, Kyler Wynn into the trial lane in the Geico restart zone. Possibly for the last time tonight. We'll see if these boys can make it all the way. Green flag back into the air. And we are racing here at Talladega with only 8 laps to go. Matt Lee now your leader. A great shove here from John Ward. Cody Neagles behind him. The 24, that's Chris McCullough hanging on the back bumper of Kyler Wynn. Sizemore now, even with that spin coming to pit lane. He's still here on the bottom fighting hard. Joe Seipel in the chat. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. And he's cheering for his son, Nick. Got to see him win last night on the network for Mach 10 Motorsports. A great win that was. Free entry, wins $200. But right now, Team PGR are going to have to make some moves because Right now, nobody in here in the top 10. John Ward leads the top lane, or the middle lane here. And Matt Lee and Cody Neagles back together. 7 laps to go. Here comes one of the Team PGR drivers. That's going to be Brian Hennings here on the top, but somebody's going to pull out in front of him. That's the 51 of William Rice. So I'm sure Hennings wasn't looking forward to that. He's got Seipel behind him. And these two right now probably trying to figure out what to do. I don't know if they're comfortable there pushing the 51. But they are their hands kind of forced there when he comes out. Westermelin up a little bit farther. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do here. Kind of caught right now. Astronaut's still trying to get to the front. He's getting shoved here from Vondell. And Axel Smith right in front. They got the draft. See if these guys can make their way back to the front. Right now, all Matt Lee here. There comes the third lane. Here's the surge. Jared Haynes needs it, and he's got it. Who else is going to come? It looks like Sizemore's going to make the move. They're getting squirrely. It's Brian Hennings with the save. But Roughnecks, Sizemore now leads the charge on the top, and you're going to see some more takers there, especially guys farther on back. So we could see some energy from that third lane improve here. As it does, here comes the 8. Side by side almost now. Yep, the 8. Steve Sizemore might lead that lap. He does. What a great job there by Haynes. Sizemore now in this thing. But the 7's going to be running out of temps. We'll see how good he'll be able to do here. 3 wide, 5 laps to go. Wow, Matt Lee going to come up the racetrack, almost getting to Sizemore. Sizemore's clear. Does he want it? He does. He takes it. And he's going to take it all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. Possibly should have stayed there in the middle, but he's going to go to the bottom. Lee now clear to the bottom. He's going to stay in front of Ward here. Ward's going to go to the bottom. All these guys right now not giving an inch. Racing hard. That's what we like to see, Matt. I hope this goes green. This has a shot at a great finish here tonight if we do. Would love to see them keep these cars, or keep these trucks grounded here. 4 laps to go. They know the rules with the last 2 laps. We talked about them earlier. And Sizemore to the bottom. Ward above him. Man, Katrina is pulling for Sizemore here tonight. And right now, he just has to stay steady. He's got a great pusher. Cody Neagles behind him. Kyler Wynn's going to make the third lane. Right now, try to work with Nathan Harper. Asher Little in the sun drop. He is in this thing. 3 wide all the way through this pack. Here we go. Sizemore to the middle. Bumper to bumper. Nowhere to go but to the front. Steve Sizemore has driven himself in contention. Kyler Wynn. Oh, we got a big wreck. The big one strikes at Talladega. Westmoreland, Haynes, Harper, Matt Lee, Axel Smith, Mark Vondell, and disastrous here for a lot of these drivers with only 3 laps to go. We're heading to a NASCAR overtime here. And we'll see what happened here. I believe this was from earlier. Yep, this was from earlier. Let's get back up to regular times here. The big one here at Daytona. 3 wide, 4 wide, 4 wide right there. Seipel goes to that 4th lane. We lost somebody there. We'll figure this one out here. Sorry about that. Somebody disappeared, and that's why our replay disappeared. We'll try this again. See the blinker there on the bottom, right in front of Hennings. Not sure if that. Yep, there. That was Von Dell blinking out. And there's where it's going to start. Looks like Little's going to come down. Yeah, Asher Little there. Looks like the start of the caution up there. Lee, I believe that's Chris McCullough. Man, what a wreck here. Carnage all over the racetrack. Jared Haynes. Seipel looks like, Seipel's going to dive down. Yep, he's going to have damage. Von Dell's going to hit head on into the outside wall. McCullough is on top of Harper there. What a wreck here at Talladega. I believe the fourth caution now of the night. We'll go to Asher Little. I believe he will be the one who started this wreck here. This will give you a good shot of Little. See Lee there in the middle. Asher Little not getting pushed there. They detached there. And Little, yeah, he's going to just come down. He's going to come down the track. Going to come back up. Ooh, actually, look there. Jared Haynes gives him an offset push. That gets Little loose, comes down into McCullough and Lee. That starts the chain reaction there. So, I had possibly a little fall to the 7. Not sure if what the RC is going to think there. It's a close call. Nonetheless, they're going to look at that one. Calamity here. As we go back live, a lot of these guys either taking fast repairs or getting damage fixed. But Steve Sizemore, man, it would be great to see Steve Sizemore get to victory lane. And, you know, as the announcer up here, you've been in these spots a lot of times. You're not supposed to be biased towards anyone, but Cody Neagles, Kyler Wynn, John Ward, these guys have won a lot of races. You'd love to see the underdogs get up there, get up, not just to the front in cash, but win. And right now, you know, it's hard not to pull for the 8 of Steve Sizemore, the race leader. I'm hoping he has some help up front. And that would be a cool story here for the Roughneck driver. Big Roos, Mike teach me to do RC. I do not think that's something you want to do. But if you really want to, I could. I much prefer broadcasting. I will then not be in the heat of all the controversy. It's a tough business up there, as you know, any RC up there in the tower. You're not going to make everyone happy, regardless of the rules. A lot of times you have to make a decision. You only have a couple laps to make that decision, to make sure you issue the penalty in time to go back green. So when you're up there race controlling and, you know, you see a 50-50, you know, sometimes it's just you have to go with your gut in the moment. It's not always 100% right. Nothing is, unless it is clear cut. The pace car lights are off, so this will be the first attempt at a NASCAR overtime. We will have 3 attempts if we need them. 4 yellows here on the night, but pretty clean racing. And some really good green flag racing there. We were hoping to see that one out through the finish. James Waring in the chat knows all about it. It is a hot seat, and you know it is. It truly is. It's almost, you know, the worst thing or the worst position on the service being race control. You'd rather be out there driving or calling a race like I am tonight. Racing Deal Real in the chat. Man, he got a big win Thursday night, didn't he not? Man, what a move. I mean, that was a pro move right there by Real. And Kyler Wynn, man, he just going for the trifecta, and man, it just ripped away from him right there at the line. But that's what we talk about, though, the underdog story. That's what we're cheering for here. Can Sizemore get to victory lane? It's going to be tough. I mean, John Ward and the Cody Neagles here on that top lane, really good. We'll see what they can do. The 17 as well, you see him on the screen in 6th. Garrett Caswell, another guy, has a shot here tonight. We'll see if Garrett Caswell, the GTCR Motorsport machine, and that black and green could get the job done. As the pace car dips down to pit lane. This is our first shot at a green-white checkered. Steve Sizemore leads him here on the bottom. Cody Neagles here above him. Your top 5, Kyler Wynn, John Ward, Sean Corbett. This is sure to be a good one. Don't go anywhere. Here to the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. What could be the last time here tonight? Action picking up here at Talladega. A great start there by Sizemore, but John Ward pushing. Cody Neagles very strongly here in that middle lane. Corbett, man, he's been solid in the top 5 all night. He's been just loving that bottom lane tonight. You know a third lane's going to start. We'll see when it does. It's still a little early. Cody Neagles clear to come on down. John Ward now leads that middle line. Cody Neagles in the driver's seat for Nightmare Esports. Side by side we go. If we get to that white flag, this race will be official. The bottom rolling now, the middle fading just a little bit. Caswell's going to have to get John Ward back up here to the front. Sizemore makes Sizemore makes a move. They're going to split him 3 wide, 4 wide now with Corbett out of line. Unbelievable. Now Caswell, there goes Kenny. They rack behind Cody Neagles, Kyler Wynn. It's going to be a drag race between no, they're all going to file in line. Big wreck out back. We can't show it till after the race. Cody Neagles, Kyler Wynn. There goes Sizemore. He wants to win. Cody's going to go up to block. Not sure why he did that. That's going to open up the door for a win. 3-truck train on the bottom. Astronaut's not going to leave that. There goes Ward to the top. Wynn can't block it. Sizemore back to 5th. Door banging with Neagles. Kyler Wynn now. Can he hold off? John Ward, Cody Neagles side by side. It looks like John Ward's just ahead. This is going to be a drag race to the finish. Here we go. John Ward with a push from Neagles. It's John Ward of Dega Pros, your winner here tonight. It says bad fast on the side of that hot rod Toyota for a reason. John Ward, your winner here at Talladega, with a great push and assist from Cody Neagles, who I am sure did not want to see Kyler Wynn cross that finish line first, but he did not. Great win there for John Ward. Kyler Wynn finishes in 2nd, P2. Cody Neagles in 3rd. That's your podium. Trevin Astronaut 4th. Freddie Bazinez 5th. And your 6th and final payout position, Steve Sizemore, was pulling for him there. At least he's going to get a cash spot tonight, but man, what a wreck there on the last lap. Great race here tonight. Everyone, all these drivers, an excellent showing here on a Saturday night. John Ward, Cody Neagles, getting the job done. Yeah, Kenny, I agree too. I mean, John was aggressive. Not sure if he was racing with Cody, but I'll tell you what. I mean, I was mind blown that they just split Steve Sizemore out wide, and that's the thing. We want these underdogs to win, and they race good enough to compete and get those wins, and then these guys just leave them. Man, rough crowd here tonight out on the racetrack, man. But, hey, we're all out there to win, so it's understandable. John Ward gets the job done. See if we can go back to that wreck that we had. I mean, it was a big one. Yeah, there it goes right there. Corbett. Man, he had a great race, too. Yeah, there goes Corbett up and into the catch fence. Westmoreland, Kenny McCullough, Chris McCullough again. Caswell, Brambilla, the 22. There goes Vondell just plowing into it. Man, what a wreck there. Was Quentin Steinbach. But John Ward goes to victory lane. And we will see if we could get our top 3 up here in the booth. And we will start with your third place finisher here tonight. It's going to be the 6, Cody Neagles. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do. What's up, buddy?
Well, I'm going to turn up some volume here on you. I think I got you turned down just a little bit, but well, you tell us what's up, man. I'll tell you what, it was a really good race, especially from my vantage point, but man, they wrecked hard there on the last lap, and I'm not sure who was racing with who, but man, it was like you guys were fighting hard up front. I mean, trying to figure out which lanes to go in. I thought for a second there, you went to that middle. I was like, I'm not sure that was the move. And he had Sizemore pushing you there. Ward was able to clear. And once you got connected with Ward, you weren't going to leave his bumper, and did a great job getting John the victory here tonight. But walk us through that last lap. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest mistake was definitely moving up the track. I was running with Matt Lee and Ward in the race, and I seen Matt up in the mid, so I was thinking I could go up and try to like help pull him and then drop back down. But right as I moved up, John moved down and he's like, down, down. But when he said it, it was already too late, and Kyler got to my inside, so I was just like, that's unfortunate. Like, it was poorly timed and it was my mistake. But I was able to get back to Ward and freaking push him for everything I had in the tri-oval. And first time me and him have actually got to run together. Just, we didn't have much for teammates in the race, so we figured we'd do something impromptu. And I mean, the communication was really well, so that was a lot of fun, and hope I can run that back with him at some point.
Yeah, it was a great job by you guys there. Calculated there at the end. Some really good drivers up front like Kyler Wynn, Trevin Astronaut. Steve Sizemore, a surprise here tonight as well. And, was leading late on that restart. I know, try not to be biased, but we're always trying to pull for some underdogs up here. But, did a great job there getting that third place and podium finish here tonight. Cody, anyone you want to thank or shout out before you head out?
Yeah, of course. I want to thank you for broadcasting, Mike, PGR eSports. Love what you guys do, and I support you guys with all of this. MMS for putting on the race. The McCulloughs for obviously what they do behind the scenes, both promoting and race controlling these races. Big shout out to Wagner's Welding, James Wagner, for what he does to the community. Got to thank Nightmare Esports, Matt Lee, John Ward running with them guys tonight, Icon Apparel. And my dad was probably watching, so shout out. And last, I gotta give a big shout out to my fiance Michaela for allowing me to run this one, because we were kind of supposed to have like a night to ourselves tonight, but she told me I could go ahead and do this one, so I'm gonna hop out of the rig and watch a movie with her.
Good idea. We'll let you go. Get out of here, bud. Congrats on tonight.
Yep, thank you.
That was your third place finisher here tonight, Cody Neagles, getting the job done here on the podium. And we're going to bring up the next guy here in line. He was your runner-up, had a shot here late to win this one. It's going to be the 82, the Sim Motion Machine Chevrolet of Kyler Wynn. You got a copy?
Yep.
All right, man. Well, walk us through. We were just talking to Cody Neagles. It looks like he was running with Ward here tonight, so little team stuff there at the end. And, it looked like for a second there when Cody made that move to go up to the top or to that middle lane, it opened up the door for you to possibly win this race. But it looked like maybe you just ran out of steam there on the bottom with your push. Is there anything you could have done there to get P1 here tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. Steve Sizemore tried to go middle and kind of got Trevor out of shape. If that didn't happen, I think we had a shot at it, or I was, had a shot to win. After Trev got hooked, he had an amazing save, but he saved it. And then they just had too much momentum up top. 3 really good guys lined up, had nothing for them. But either way, it was a really good race. I entered the race with a different mentality than I typically do, and it definitely works. So I'm gonna keep it up with that mentality, I think, because I don't mind second place.
Yeah, second place is always good. I mean, you're out here, obviously minimum you want to get in one of those cash spots, but a lot of times too, it's hard not to win. I know you were probably gutted just to take second on Thursday night, but that's why you're out here to compete. You're out here to compete for trophies, not just money, and that's what we love about some of you guys up here that we get to watch. But hey, before we let you go here tonight, celebrate that second place finish. Anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, factory setups on the truck. Freddie helping me out early on in the race. He was there at the end, but we couldn't really get linked up. You for broadcasting, you do a phenomenal job every time, every week. And Kenny McCullough for putting this on. It was really fun. I believe he's running it back next Friday, so I'll definitely be there.
All right. Well, Kyler, go enjoy the rest of your weekend. I appreciate you running here tonight. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep, thank you.
That was your runner-up finisher, Kyler Wynn, here tonight. But I'll tell you what, there's going to be nobody happier than the man we're going to bring back up here to the booth next. That's going to be the man from Georgia. His name, John Ward. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, Mike.
All right, man. Well, heck yeah, dude. What a drive that was there on the last lap to get that bad, fast Dega Pro 92 to victory lane. Tell us how you did it there on the backstretch to get that middle lane going there and get, to that checkered flag before Kyler Wynn.
Yeah. Actually, right before I got to the middle, I went to the third line and I was kind of screwed. And they went to all wrecking, and I was like, oh, I might got a chance. But anyways, I was running with Cody and them tonight. I wanted to try it out to see how it was, and it turned out pretty good. But anyways, I got to run on the back. Trevor got behind me. I knew he was going to go with me, and I kind of got him to go, and we got a good run. And ended up getting my teammate behind me, Cody, at the end. And I knew when he got behind me, it was going to be smooth sailing from there. So it was a good win. I ain't been in victory lane in a while, and this one felt good. I've been running for 2 nights trying to get a good race, and this was a good one.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. We haven't seen you up in victory lane. Obviously, you're not racing as much as some of these guys do. But, hey, man, you got that monkey off your back, and hopefully that springboards into some more of these money racing wins. It's always good to see the 92 back in victory lane, and a really good race here tonight with 30 drivers and some really good clean racing, it looked like, through most of tonight's race. But hey, John, before we let you go here tonight, celebrate that win, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for broadcasting the race. It's it's always put on a good show. Everybody watches, and it makes the race totally more exciting, and everybody wants to see and get in it. And my teammates, Nightmare, for letting me come over there and run with them. And it was a good first run. And just everybody a part of Dega Pros that watches and does a part of the show.
All right, John. Well, you go celebrate that win. Well, hopefully it's not going to be too much longer again until you get back up here to victory lane. We appreciate you.
You got it.
That was your race winner, John Ward. He gets it done here tonight. Here is your finishing order for the race. John Ward in first, Kyler Wynn in second, Cody Eagles third, Trevin Ashworth in fourth, Freddie Bassinez comes in fifth, Steve Sizemore, great run here tonight. He had a shot, finishes in sixth, seventh place tonight, Josh McCullough, Brian Henningsen eighth, Nathan Harper ninth, Jared Haynes rounds out your top 10. Chris Melton finishes in 11th here tonight. Matt Lee 12th. Garrett Caswell in 13th. Kenny McCullough Jr. in 14th. Quentin Steinbach in 15th. Chris McCullough 16th. Axel Smith in 17th. In 18th, William Scott Jr. Sean Wiggins in 19th. And rounding out your top 20, that's Sean Corbett. Nash Brambilla finishes in 21st. Nick Seipel, 22nd. Brock Westerman, man, 3 PGR guys in a row. Not the night they were looking for. Finishes in 23rd. Asher Little in 24th. Mark Vondell, 25th. William Rice finishes in 26th. Stephen Scott Jr., 27th. Sterling Thies, 28th. James Wagner, 29th. His son finishes in last in 30th, Evan Wagner. So, well, it was a great night here on Saturday night. We want to thank McCullough Motorsports for having us call the race here tonight live at Talladega. Want to thank as well all the people in the chat. Man, we've had them still here crammed in the chat, watching this one. Already almost 170 views for the race. So appreciate as well the super chats, super stickers, whatever you guys send our way. We do not take that stuff for granted. And we will be back tomorrow night. Landon Velicky will have the Big Dog, Little Dog series back here at Talladega for McCullough Motorsports. For PGR eSports, myself, Michael Triscaro here. We will see you all later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.